Energy Manager gameplay. This is the video game Energy Manager, and I'm not going to do anything specific today, but I'm going to tell you where I left off. Where I left off is basically I bought a lot of these solar power plants. And there's only a few things that I really, really want to do. I'd like to get the P2X, which is hydrogen, but I still can't get the points. It's not available on the PC version yet. And I'm sorry that everything is so slow. So you can only own up to 50 plants, so I've already bought everything. And you do want to check once in a while to see if there's any new features. I don't see anything new. Already got 3 vessels. I don't have the ability to purchase that. I've gotten the, whatever this is, 1 gigawatt plant, but I'm going to tell you, you don't want these 1 gigawatt plants. Stick with the 200 megawatts. And the reason why is because they charge the storage things in like an hour and a half, the big ones. So every hour and a half, you're going to have to go and sell all of your energy. And it's going to take you so long to refuel. It's going to take you hours probably to refuel. It's going to be a big pain. And it takes away a lot of the enjoyment from the game. So over here, we have the stuff that I need to sell, which is up here. So usually I click on the value. These are all at a very good value. Wow, the demand's really nice. And you want to get points. So if you sell everything individually, you increase the chance you might get points. I don't know if you can only do it once per day. I almost had enough points for the P2X, but I accidentally spent some. I spent some to increase my capacity for fuel because it just takes forever to refuel. And I spent some by mistake. I bought a grid that I didn't want when I was trying to demonstrate it for a video. So I've been selling all of this. I don't see any points earned. This over here is 27, but chances are it's probably not going to sell for a higher amount. You click on sell, and then you look at the cross grid. Over here it says 6.9 million. Okay, so I got the 7.4 million. I'm going to sell it for the 7.4 million. Didn't get any points today. Looks like there's still some green over here. So these are going to be sold all together, the whole grid at a time. That's 5.3, and the 28.9 looks like the highest. Pretty big difference. Well, I clicked on the wrong one. And I think this is going to be the last grid to sell. 2.0. Looks like 3.6. And that's a good rate, 3.295. I definitely got my money's worth. You notice I got a solar panel up here. So I discovered that the solar panels in the north definitely produce a lot less electricity. After you sell everything, after a short delay, like maybe a minute or two later, you're going to see your CO2 numbers change. Nothing here is ready to go. So I'm going to do a refuel. My understanding is it does 1 plant at a time. So if you hit the refuel and there's 10 plants, one of them will be fueled and the other 9 not. 2.54 is a decent price. 502 is too high. So this is for coal. Coal has a high capacity, 250,000. And the CO2 is too expensive. I really, because I have so many plants, you gotta buy it at under 10. Otherwise, I don't make any money. I definitely tested that and determined it to be true. I'm not going to be buying any oil because the oil is too expensive. It's going to be a half an hour before the price changes. It's sad that it changes only once an hour. They should really change it so that the price changes every half an hour. You know, waiting an hour is a long time to wait to get a price change. This times, and it's like I said, you want to make sure you get a good price because you won't make money if you don't. That's the reason why. So you see over here, I've only refueled a small percentage of my plants. And it's not a lot of money. Sorry, it's not a good price. So you don't want to refuel all the way. You just want to refuel and put the plants online. Put anything online that you can because the price is kind of moderate. If the price were lower, like $1, then you refuel all the way. But at 254, it's better to just put enough to get them online. And at $5, I just wouldn't even bother. In fact, there's a chance I might just stop refueling. But the other issue is I don't need the money. I've got enough of everything that I need. One of my ideas is to get rid of all the windmills and just go solar. One of the reasons why is because solar does produce more energy than the windmills. So why not just do it? The other thing that I would want to do is change the storage to make larger storage. You make more money if you've got larger storage. So I'm going to look at some of my storage units and I'm going to sell that solar plant. So first I'm going to look at what's going on in the south. She's going to be down here. Got this, oh, so it doesn't show me the size. These are all the small ones. 10 megawatt. So I'm going to look at some storage units, some chemical storage units, and I'm going to look at something that's a large capacity. 60 million. I could buy 3 of them, 5 gigawatts. And then I would put it in this area here for these solar plants. So I'm curious how long it takes for them to fill up. Yeah, so it's not showing me, not going to show me because it's discharging anyway. Nothing is ready to go online. Let's see what this warning message is. It says currently discharging. Okay, so you want to be careful about buying something. The reason why is because I need to pay for fuel. So you're going to ask yourself, how much fuel am I going to spend for all of my plants? It's going to cost me like 20 million. That's quite a bit of money. So I can't buy 3 storage units. Really, I can only buy 2. And I can't do anything right now. I can't disconnect and reconnect as far as I know. You really don't want to be in a situation where you buy something expensive and then you're not using it. It does take a long time to refuel. It takes me about a half an hour to refuel all of my plants. So the other thing that I can do is that I know I have some plants that are too small. I'm going to show you where to find that information. You go over here to your base, and you see down here it shows you what your plants are. You see that I've got a 120 megawatt oil, and that's, it's kind of small. It says 21.6 megawatt VH240. I don't know what that is, but got to get rid of the 120 and then get rid of the 200s. The VH240 onshore, and it says I have 9 of them. Oh, this must be the total output? No, it can't be. So this 2 C1000, those could be 100 megawatt, which means I want to sell them. But you don't want to get the, like I said, you don't want to get the super large uh, coal plant because it takes so long to refuel, and it's going to take you a long time before you can buy one. And it's going to fill up the storage units so fast. Maybe if you have hydrogen, it's a different story. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to check my stock. So that's over here. So over here it says Mark MA and X Mark W. I think that's the same player. If you look around, there's a lot of people with the name Mark. And I used to have a lot of investors by the name Mark. And I would get emails from somebody named Mark. You see, I invested in Mark's company. It's a pretty decent return, 988,000. There's no option to really do anything different here. And this is where you buy stock. Someone told me that the way he did it was he typed in random stock codes, and he said it worked out well to find a company. I've got these ships over here. I only have 4, I guess. Thought I had 5. The drilling is okay. It's not so bad, but once you do it, it's not that exciting anymore. I'm just checking to see if I've got other vessels at that location. Yeah, it looks like I do. I'm going to send him out to there. Oh, not enough fuel. Okay, you see how it says not enough fuel? You have to go over here and you have to buy fuel. You only have to buy a little bit, like that's probably fine. And then you go to the drilling, click on port, and then do route, pick the last one, and then depart. I'm going to look at some of these, see what they're doing. He's at capacity, so it looks like he's going to go home. Bergen, I think, is the one that's near me. Actually, there's one right here, right? So that's his new port. And again, you have to have oil. He hasn't drilled anything. You can see that I've done a lot of drilling over here. So it says click an area to begin scanning. And then you take this and you make it big. Make it as big as you want. And then you do start scan. To check this one here. Be the same thing. So it remembers all the scans that you've done. Got one more. So they're all in progress. And we've got this one that's heading out there. You can only have a maximum of 5, so I already have the maximum. You notice I'm down to 180,000, so I'm already at the limit where I cannot buy any more of the storage units. There's a little bit of a risk involved. Looks like they're all still discharging. I tell you, the game at first was a little strange to understand. But once I understood the game, and once you start buying um, the factories and all that stuff, it is a fun game, and I am glad that I bought it for free. Free game. I did make a suggestion to them that they do a political game where you run for office. I had a game like that in the 1980s on the Commodore 64, and I really enjoyed playing it. In fact, I thought about developing it. There's no similar. There might be one game out there, and it looked kind of hokey. So the discharging can take a long time. It can take up to an hour to discharge. And I'm going to get a high fuel price because I think I could do better than the 252. Take an hour and a half to discharge. So I'm going to look at the fuel price. I mean, 50% of the time it's going to be lower. It looks like it hasn't been that low in a while. It was at 2 and over here 157. But if I wait it's way more worth the while in terms of saving money. Part of it is I did get a good deal selling this energy. You don't always get a good deal. Sometimes you got to sell it for kind of a low amount of money, or you have to just wait. You notice that this is half red and half green. That means that there's something stored there that you can sell. 16. And I have no idea how it gets there. Maybe someone is reselling to me. I don't know. Said I earned 1 point. Okay, so unfortunately it logged me out of the game. And the reason why is because I accidentally hit the button on my mouse that does page back. So I was just about to look at the grid. Supposedly you can earn points by winning an auction on a grid. So I always bid for everything. And I do have lots of cash. So I'm not too worried about how much I spend. It is a little bit confusing to understand the grid auctions. You just got to do it. Because there's nothing that's going to happen for a while, I think the smart thing to do is to cut the video here. And, I mean, I can't look at any of the production. I can't. It's not a wise idea to do any reconnections, if I can even do a reconnection. It's better to make sure I can do it when it's ready. You don't want to drop down something expensive. You don't know which ones are the cheap ones and which ones are the expensive ones. You don't want to drop down an expensive storage unit and then forget to connect it. Let's check if I have an alliance. Looks like I do. And it looks like we don't have anything researched here. They're probably more fuel efficient. Okay, so that's it for this video. If you have any questions or comments, please post below.